A few months ago, I told myself that I wanted to start a YouTube channel. I had ideas, I had time, and I knew exactly the type of content I wanted to make, but for some reason, I just didn't start. Not because I was lazy, but because I was thinking too much. Every day, I kept asking myself the same questions. What if nobody watches? What if people judge me? What if I'm not good enough? And the more I thought about it, the more it felt impossible to begin. It's like my own thoughts were holding me back more than anything else. I think a lot of people are in that exact situation right now. Maybe not with YouTube, but with something they've been wanting to do for a long time, starting a business, going to the gym, learning a new skill, or just changing something in their life. So the idea is there, the motivation is there, but they never take the first step, and most of the time it's not because they can't do it, it's because they're waiting for the perfect moment. They want everything to be ready before they begin. They want to feel confident, prepared, and sure that it's going to work. But the truth is, that moment almost never comes. At some point, I realized something. Your first attempt is not supposed to be good. Your first video is probably going to be bad. Your second one might be bad too. And that's completely normal. Nobody starts anything at a high level. When you look at people who are successful today, you don't see the beginning. You don't see the awkward first videos, the mistakes, the moments where they had no idea what they were doing. You only see the result after years of trying, failing, and improving. But that progress only exists because they decided to start even when they weren't ready. Another thing I realized is that most people are way too focused on themselves to judge you as much as you think. We all have this idea in our head that everyone is watching us, analyzing everything we do, waiting for us to make a mistake. But in reality, people are thinking about their own life, their own problems, their own insecurities. They're not paying attention to you as much as you think they are. And even if some people judge you, it doesn't actually change anything. The only thing that really matters is whether you decide to move forward or not. Waiting to feel ready is one of the biggest traps you can fall into, because the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. You start overthinking more, doubting yourself more, and building this idea in your head that what you're about to do has to be perfect. But perfection is what stops you from improving. The only way to get better at something is by doing it, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's not good at first, even if you feel like you're not ready. When you finally take that first step, something shifts. It's not that everything becomes easy, but it becomes real. You're no longer just thinking about it, you're actually doing it. And once you start, it becomes easier to continue. One video turns into 2, then 3, then 10. And without even realizing it, you improve. You become more confident, more comfortable, and more capable. But none of that happens if you stay stuck at the starting line. So if you've been thinking about starting a YouTube channel or anything else in your life, take this as a sign. You don't need to have everything figured out. You don't need the perfect idea, the perfect setup, or the perfect moment. All you need is to start. Because at the end of the day, the only difference between people who succeed and those who don't is that some decided to begin while others kept waiting.